Alright, so this is going to be a video review of the Motorola Droid Razr M. New phone, fairly new phone that Verizon, Motorola have come out with. And one thing I was impressed by was that, at least currently, you can get it for free with Verizon with a 2-year contract. And the specs on it are actually pretty good. It's got a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor. A gig of RAM. It's got 8 gigs internal storage, and it supports up to 32 gigs of add-on storage on the memory card. So I'll show you here. You can add in a micro SD memory card to increase the storage on the phone. So overall, very impressed with that. I haven't actually used Android in a little while. Last phone I had was probably 2-3 years old, and I've been really impressed with the software changes they've made. So I want to go over a couple of those. The specs you can look up on Verizon's website, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But let's go into the phone. So the first thing you notice is the unlock screen. They've added it now to where you can quickly jump to different tasks on the unlock screen, so you can quickly get to whatever app you're looking to get into. So, first thing, the camera. They have a very nice 8 megapixel camera, and then the front-facing HD camera. So we can switch it around here, and now we're looking at me filming myself. So let's go back to the home. So that was one great feature I liked. The swiping, they've just really made it intuitive. One thing I liked with the Windows phone was just how everything was, you could pretty much just swipe everywhere. And so they've done that now with what I guess I'll call a task manager down here. Is you can have all your applications open here, and to close them, you just swipe them away. And I thought that really made it quick and easy to end any tasks that were running. Like I said, also they have it now to where you can just swipe over. If you've used Android for a while, you've known that when you swipe to the left or to the right, it was just more screens with icons. And for me, that was like, okay, what screen did I put that on again? So I really like that they've cleaned it up now to when you swipe to the left, or swipe, I guess you're swiping to the right, that they put all the common settings here with a quick link to go to all the settings for the phone. So they really made that easier. And they don't, by default, they don't give you all of those pages. They give you the ability to add a page, which is really cool. So you can just go over there and add a blank page. To then remove the page, you bring the page down like that, and then you just drag it up to remove. So all the swiping is very intuitive, and I really like that. One other great thing that I noticed they added, kind of copying maybe a little bit off of iPhone, they added folders. So you can create a folder now on Android to put in your, maybe not as common used applications. Sorry about that. So what I like about that is one thing that's always been great about Android versus one thing I didn't like in the iPhone is that here you can always remove an app off the screen. You're never stuck with apps being in here and filling up. So for on an iPhone, you couldn't have all this empty. You would always have your apps here. And on the Android, you can always have the option to go to all apps, which they've just cleaned it up with a lot of clean animations, and everything is extremely responsive on this phone. So those are a couple of things going over, just some things I really like about what they've changed in Android, and kind of bring me back to really liking Android. Right now, I'm using a Windows phone, but this is really good. And this, like I said, this is just a free phone, and it comes with the dual core. The specs are good. It's very fluid. The touchscreen is really responsive. So far, no complaints. They still have the same pull down notifications. So there's really a lot of stuff you can do with this phone. You can do the widgets. So when you go to settings, you can also switch over to widgets. And here's where you can embed something onto your screen, and that's just a great way you can customize the look of your phone, really with no, I mean, as long as you stay within the 4x4 grid, there's really no limitations there. So, really just some cool features. Didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time on this, but if you are looking for a phone, obviously with Verizon, because currently right now the Droid series is only on Verizon, this is an excellent phone. I've been really pleased by it, and I would have a hard time hearing about somebody that wasn't satisfied with it. If you're coming from an iPhone, there's definitely some differences, but I think the overall functionality, the customizability of Android is great. And with seeing these new recent changes and seeing what kind of specs they're building into a free phone, you're getting all the new technology for a great price, versus a new iPhone, or even if you compare this to the free iPhone, which is currently the iPhone 4. Sometimes you can get the iPhone 4S. This just really is much more updated, much more modern, just in the functionality that it's offering. So there you have it, the Droid Razr M. If you want a little more power, you can get the Droid Razr or the Droid Razr Max. All great phones, but like I said, this was free with the contract, and I've been very impressed with the specs, the feel, the size, the updates to the Android operating system. So there you have it.